for the priorities for the last couple of weeks. Um, so what I like to best to do is plan an action step for her
Mm-hmm.
based on um, the Get Better Faster sequence. So you can take a few moments, like you see, like it has a two parts, like the what and the how,
Mm-hmm.
for the action step. So I'll give you, and you have the Get Better Faster. This is my copy of the sequence.
Would this be an instructional leader meeting?
Hmm.
Like an O3 would be
So
like
for
a...
her, yeah, if you want to start planning it in there, you can. So I would start a meeting. It is, where is it? Go to Observe a Teacher. That's where you want to start hers. See your name and do it.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and then you find her name.
I had her added yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know why they didn't have some people. So I had to add Renee. So we'll start. I want to make sure we can skip down past the see the success. I think it's. I actually like to plan mine by starting with the action step anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll start with the action step. Yeah, you see, it gives you like a little guidance on like some probes, and the look fors are things that I actually added, like based on what I want to see. But you can plan the what and the how for the action step for Whitney based on like the gaps that you see. So determine whether or not it's rigor or management. You can decide the time of day you want it to be, and like how she will accomplish that over the next few weeks.
And so in a situation like this where like the concern is having having quality lesson plans prepared versus not trying to eliminate the send outs, but like trying like managing the room during rotations, like which would be the priority? Because like
So-
obviously like if there's quality lessons and like kids will be busy,
Yeah.
which would result in less send outs and less behavior.
Yeah. So I think you've already taken the appropriate action to make sure that she is prepared next week. And I think like what you named about like the following up and having her like you can add that as a quick hit to any O3, like
Okay.
bring these lesson plans. But I think for next week you pretty much taking care of her preparation. She has 4 hours.
Yeah.
And she has a very clear plan.
Yeah.
Which is good. So that will take care of like the preparation piece because you'll check to make sure she has her lesson plans. She has everything internalized. So I think if I were you, I would go ahead and focus on the management of expectations, like during rotations,
Okay.
because she should have her material.
Okay.
I mean, it's best like if I think about even Katie, like the management of her class actually is the highest impact on scholar learning. Like a large part of them failing is because they're acting up. They're just not even paying attention. Like Katie's actually she's prepped.
Right.
She knows what she's supposed to do. But a large part of like Whitney's failure is the preparation piece. Like you've taken care of that like simply. If she has something in front of her that she's supposed to teach, that takes care of at least her doing something.
Right.
But then like what takes care of the management piece so that she can start to even teach in a higher quality way. So you should start with like the management piece.
Okay. So like, and then in a situation that's like she knows what the expectations are, so it's not like a full reset. So I would feel like just like revising her outlook on rotations, and stamping like the clear use of the BMC and like the clear use of like what to do directions and like continual positive framing and positive narration to get her through rotation successfully. Is that an overload?
So I actually agree, and we can like work to make that. So I don't think I think the way that it's being said, like if I were Whitney and I listened to that, then I would
Like
feel,
that's not, yeah.
I would feel overwhelmed.
Okay.
But there's a way to communicate that so that it is like an actionable piece because she does know what should be happening in rotation. Like she knows the routine. So it's not about establishing a routine
Right.
to get them there. It's more about holding them accountable. And you name like key things. You said what to do, directions. What else did you say?
Like using the BMC.
Using the BMC.
And then like positive framing and positive narration.
So positive framing and narration is actually like part of BMC. So it's not like a separate step.
Right.
So if you look like in phase 2, I would say like look in page 2. What area? So would you say that it falls? It may be, if you're trying to see, it may be better for you to see it if there's something there. It's not in this book. I guess it's not in this one that we have. So it would be most likely in this phase 2. What do you think? Which one of these action steps for management in phase 2 will most likely lead to her being able to at least start? What would be like a good starting point that would help set her up for success for the rest of the management pieces?
Oops, clicking stuff. I'm thinking either like a clear do it again, because like kids are doing what they're like, for the most part kids are doing what they're supposed to do. Is it as perfect, like is it as tight as it should be? No. Right. And then like she's allowing subpar to be okay. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So even if you roll back, so I'll help like a little bit because I think this one is kind of, I was looking for another resource but I didn't see it. But if you think back, so I see the do it again, but they're not really doing it like the first time.
Right.
So if you like even roll back further, this says economy of language, but if you look at some of the probes, it encompasses like right here. Like if you looked at practice things that you need to do, like it talks about concise instructions, which she needs, feedback on clarity before doing it.
Yeah.
Like these are things that the kids need to be doing. She needs to like practice pauses between each component of the instruction. So you said clear what to do.
Yeah.
Like the economy of language kind of like encompasses that, what to do.
Okay.
There's another, like we have all these relay templates, and some of it says economy of language, comma, what to do.
Oh, yeah, I'm like, I thought I saw that somewhere too. And
Yeah,
I'm like, what to do?
it does, but like, or parentheses, what to do.
Okay.
But this one doesn't. So you're right with the give the clear what to do's for the what. And then like if you're thinking about give clear what to do. So if you still told me like I need to give clear what to do's as a teacher, I'm wondering how I'm going to do that. So how does she need to be successful? I'm going to see if I can find one that has like the stuff that all the I guess when Relay revises its stuff, they
Just snatch stuff out.
yeah, they take it out, but it's actually like pretty helpful.
So with her like giving a clear what to do, I think. So you want the steps?
Yeah, so that would be the how. So the steps would be the how of her giving a clear what to do.
So like first I would want like a clear call to attention, or like signal of like them to track. Then I would want her to give, and like what the call to attention would come, like a quick run of the BMC. But I would want her to like give a clear like observable action so that she can like make sure that they're actually all doing it.
So like if you look here, like I think observable is good. So if you said like few words. So I would say observable 3-word directions.
Okay. And then like have her like continue through the cycle. So then like scan for compliance, narrate the positive, and then correction.
Yep. And then if you added one thing you said that I think was good, did you want her to add like some kind of positivity to that? How could she add positivity to doing that every time?
So like one of the things that I've seen Adonica do is like issuing a challenge. So like Adonica's been doing like her little role points. So like I'm looking to see like which row can do it the best, like as a team. Like get ready, go, and then like she's like, is it the red row? Oh, like they're almost there. Like is it the? Oh wow, look, it's the blue row.
Yeah, so it's just like something simple, like either adding a role point or dojo point, and I would let her choose what she feels like that would be. So
Okay.
Yep. So now let's see. So you have what? Use economy of language to give clear what to do. Call to attention. Give observable 3-word directions. Scan for compliance. Narrate the positive and give a correction. And what area did we say we were going to focus on for the day for this?
Literacy rotations.
Yeah, and I would communicate that to her because while you may come in, I get another time and coach her. You want her to know that that's like an area you're focusing on to help her get better. Great. So I wanted us like I think, how does that feel to be able to like have that as an action step?
I think it's helpful because like now I know exactly and communicating this to her, like she'll know exactly like what our focus will be, and so it kind of takes away the anxiety of like, oh, like is he coming back again, and like what is he looking for? Like it takes away the hiding game. So it's like, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm supporting you on, like in this moment right now. It's like, this is our primary focus.
Yeah. And then just like the last part of this practice is thinking about like you want her, it's kind of like I probed you to try and get you to realize your own action step. What kind of probes, if you're thinking about either her classroom and the probes here, what probes would you get her to realize that she needs to give clear what to do's? When are you meeting with her?
For today or for next week?
For next week.
I was actually planning that earlier. So it looks like I'll be, I want to observe on Monday and capture video and then do O3 on Tuesday.
Right, okay. So if you're thinking about you're going to have video and you're going to meet with her Tuesday, what types of, even without seeing it, like you've seen a lot of what's happened anyway, so probably the same thing is going to happen. She hasn't been coached. What are some probes that you think you can use? And you can either make up your own or like use them here.
So I would want her to actually, I think what I would push her to do is actually like have her see a snippet of rotations and have her like log the directions that she gave, with the intention of her like seeing that like sometimes she either gives like way too many directions that are not clear, or she's just not giving enough. It just depends on the day of the week.
Yeah.
And I think that would be my initial.
So this one, like write down all the directions you gave, and where did you maybe use more words, or maybe were unclear. So I think that's a good probe, like having her look at herself, and do that. And then what is like a follow-up question you could use for that?
So like actually having her actually like name like, so what was the intended actions, like what did you want scholars to do in that moment, and have her name it, like, okay great, now give me an example of like how you could have said that with fewer words.
Yep. Like I would ask her like what was her intended action. I would even ask her what was the impact of on students.
Okay.